speaking of watching yourself. We got to talk about the bag fumblers of the year.
We
basically called this. We basically talked about this when they actually did the deal. What was that? January, February, March, around there.
This is like
fumblers of the century.
Bag fumblers of the century.
Man,
this is the thing.
Situation crazy.
This is the thing. I'm gonna put like, dude. This is how much bread they got. Nothing. They have nothing. They basically didn't get any money. First of all, if you've been under a rock, shout out to Swizz and Timbo, man. We love y'all, man. We love y'all to death,
Absolutely.
man. But this thing, you should have got
28 million power.
This thing, we knew about Money Mitch, dude. Remember when Money Mitch was in there and Rico was like, "Oh, you got the money right there. It's in there right now." Pow! He shot him. Yeah. But he was like, "Dude, I got the money. So why would you basically sell Verzuz and get no money, or at least not get bulk of the money up front?" So now they were trying to pay the payments. Cause long story short, Triller, basically a Dollar General TikTok, but they sold it to them thinking they got the bag. They've done a horrible job with Verzuz ever since they took it over. Basically making everybody, all the artists look like they're basically sideshow situations. They didn't get the money up front, and so now Triller has basically like defaulted on these payments that they're supposed to give. They were supposed to give $1 million a month, and they basically stopped giving money after the second month. Yeah. So now Swizz has to go in there, and Timbo had to go in there and sue him, which they know they're going to basically bankrupt. You know what I'm saying, and not give him any money. So we talked about black ownership or just ownership in general. Do you think they should have sold it? And what did they do wrong? And how can they even maybe fix this to get something back, in you guys' opinion? I mean, you guys are experts at this, man. What do you guys think?
Well, remember in the beginning that Swizz and Timbaland in this deal were considered "quote unquote" large stakeholders at the time. Tut said Triller is broke. They almost lost a billion last year. Yeah,
which is 100%.
That's true, and that's true.
So dollar store TikTok.
I think where man,
you say dollar store TikTok, fam?
DG and not Dolce & Gabbana. Dollar General
swag.
You basically said they rap snacks. And shout out to Master P.
We gotta talk about that on Saturday.
Shout out to P though.
Thank you, Vaughn. Who were their lawyers?
Who were the lawyers, and who were the individuals? Where were
them?
See, and that's the thing. They needed a business.
But they supposed to be smarter than this, though, Bebo.
They are
be smarter.
Go in though. Go in, bro. Go in.
No, I'm just saying, like I'm handing the kufi to you, but I'm just saying, like they supposed to be smarter than this.
They are supposed,
but they went in thinking that they were smarter than the grimy man. The grimy dude is Triller.
They definitely should. I mean, they definitely should have had their lawyers, like Devon said. And I would have thought, like Jay Camp just mentioned, that they would have went about business proceedings a lot better. And and you know what, Power, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad Power said that. That was disrespectful.
It was disrespectful.
It was disrespectful to two legacy groups that deserve way better than what they got. And Triller, this situation with Triller is to blame. Be Real should have been pissed, and I'm sure he's still pissed. Yeah, charging you to watch the bull too when it was free before. No, come on now. That's because they're broke, and they, you know, Tim and Swizz, they should have had somebody. They should have hired a business professional or somebody that knew how to recognize the solvency and the health of how a business is going to look before making a purchase like that, or before going into a deal like that, I should say. It doesn't seem like they did that. So the large stakeholder thing just sounded kind of like ear candy, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, you're broke from a situation that comes at the detriment of the culture when we were at a time of need during the pandemic. And this situation should be the opposite of what it is now. But right now, from what we're seeing, we hope it does. We hope that this lawsuit and things make a 360. But right now, this is just another blow for the culture.
What Devon's saying before Jay Kemp goes in is they should have got, this is smart, get 50 down. So at least you got 12. You got,
that goes back to not recognizing the solvency, because they probably didn't even have the 50% before going into the deal.
And I guarantee you, people talking about the Twitter situation right now, and they're like, oh man, dudes, just go ahead and buy it. Hey man, he's making sure he makes a good purchase again.
Right.
But the whole thing is like, hey man, you should have got at least something down, because this thing doesn't hurt just Verzuz. It hurts future situations that could help some of our urban artists make some money for their families. Absolutely. Because again, this was holding people down because the artists weren't making any money. And Nino knows this situation because he's out there with those artists. Right. They weren't making any money because they couldn't tour at the time. So this is how we were getting entertained. This was a great platform, great idea from one of our people. And now basically, hey, it's dope to cash out. I'm not saying always keep the bread, but they should have went smarter. You should have maybe took a little less money and went in with somebody who you know is generating cash, because they could have basically evaluated Triller for $1 billion when they was probably already in debt when they did the deal.
Yep. And
you said it. You said it, Iceberg. That's why I was hoping that they would have been in bed with either IG or YouTube and pretty much got them to pretty much up.
You got Lior over at YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's the best businessman.
No,
but I'd rather sign with him than Triller.
Exactly. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I guarantee you they would have upped that bandwidth up for that, because they would have recognized the viewership. And I feel like that's where Swizz and Tim didn't do their homework.
And speaking of homework, remove the political situation from this example that I'm about to mention, but look at the Elon Musk and Twitter situation.
Right. Yeah.
He was on the verge of purchasing one of the top tier social media platforms that we currently have, Twitter, obviously. But he backed off because he felt like there was some deficiencies by way of some bots or, and probably some other things as well. But that's just the short version. And then now he's, being sued and taken to trial. But again, not trying to make any political or, anything controversial out of this topic, but just from a business mindset, are you willing to go to trial, or are you willing to undergo certain hurdles in order to make sure that the health of a business is where it needs to be before going into a deal?
Well, this thing, Nino is basically saying it, which I forgot. The artists were supposed to get some equity, equity out of this too. Again, it hurts the artist when you don't handle the business. Me and Bebo and Jay can't talk about this all the time. At the nature of who we are, we make content just like Nino does. We make content all day. We can do that all day. The other side is the business, and you got to have somebody like Devon said. Where's the lawyers at to help you with the business? Because again, this could have been generational wealth. Let's be clear. Not even just a multi-million-dollar bag. This could have been
the biggest fumble.
Wealth.
That's the biggest fumble. And fam, you married to Alicia Keys. Like, how would you not think about the whole the generational wealth aspect of it when you got a shorty on your arm who is a generational talent? You know what I'm saying? So that should have automatically tapped into your dome. Like, hey,
this could have been something almost like a American Idol situation. So every year you got,
that's what I'm saying. So
you could go to cities and find independent people. So we got the major artists that you want to give flowers to that we put on there, but we also bring these new artists in. It could have been so big. You could have put the Oculus goggles on there and gave people an experience where they're actually in front of there, so they can see multi angles, just like the NBA games on the sideline.
And the optics look bad,
big, man.
The optics look horrible.
This could have been bigger than
it does. Optics look so bad, bro.
It does. Yeah.
We looking at these two dudes like, don't y'all touch shit else.
Man, this could have been bigger than else. This could have been bigger than Hot 97, Breakfast
during the
Club,
pandemic, where couldn't nobody go nowhere.
Well, but even now, they could have, other countries, certain other countries think hundreds of years ahead of present day. So they should have known that these pandemic restrictions were going to lift up and folks were going to go out to concerts and performances and venues in droves. They should have had like a tour of some sort as well as the goggle situation.
This could have saved Travis Scott.
Right.
It could have. Yeah.
I'm saying it could have saved.
Well, this thing, Devon saying it like this. hey, you become a minority owner before you buy a team, so that way they groom you, but you already have equity in there.
Correct.
Before you do extra, you just don't say, "Here you go, let me throw the bag to you," and get nothing for it.
Yeah, you got skin.
Like I said, the noodles don't know. But this is the thing: do you think Triller did that knowing that they were already sinking like the Titanic when they had the people out there playing the violins?
Yes, I agree. They knew they was going.
And then Jack Dawson's are damn near floating in the icy water, man. They Dawson right now, not on the door.
Bro, Triller's, they knew they was about to bamboozle these.
They did. They
knew that.
They check projections of how they're doing on a yearly or every however X amount of time off them basis. So absolutely. They knew that they were going down.
They seen dummy written across the forehead and was like, let's go ahead and strike this deal now.
Man,
these dudes are desperate and don't have a clue.
Man, and this is why we, like Iceberg emphasized, Jay Camp did as well. You got to get your business acumen up. Even if you personally don't have all of the business acumen, surround yourself around the right people in order to make sure that something like this doesn't get fumbled, because this isn't just about a regular old, just some piddly old thing. This is something that impacted the culture in a time of desperate need. And it could have been a legacy situation. And we still hope it becomes that if there's a turnaround. But still,
and
right now,
Devon said it's not late. It's not too late for them to basically, like you said, turn around.
We're not saying it is, but
they can. And it's a reason why cats like Hov didn't touch this. At least, because
I gotta give Jay Kim.
We gotta give Jay his flowers on that too.
Because if there was some bread to be had, Hov and Diddy and Sus would have had their palms all in this one.
Yep.
Come on in the hot tub before y'all can sign these paperwork.
Man, dog. Hot tub Grove swag, doc. Stop it.
And we ain't talking about the hot tub time machine. We talking about Diddy's hot tub.
You gonna get some time.
That Grove time machine.
Yeah, Grove time. Yeah, but I agree with Devon. I don't think it's over with, but it's a big bag fumble, man.
It is a big bag fumble.
It almost sets you back almost 2 years because now you got to revamp the whole thing. My thing they should have done is said, look, we're gonna do one place, kill it with cameras, like the Novo Lounge in LA, and basically just kill it with cameras so you can get on with your 3D glasses, you can get on at TikTok, you can get on at every platform. And we charge you for either a monthly joint or we make you watch some advertising.
Listen,
which one you pick? Which one you want to do ads?
I agree with Power too, because again, Puff would have touched that if there was money to be made at the time, and if it made the right business sense. But Puff Diddy didn't touch that because he knew it was a failed venture.
And you best believe
the way they handled it. The way they handled it's not the idea; it was the way they handled it, the way they went about it.
And their team as well. They have the teams to say, hey, look, this doesn't look like a great situation business-wise, even though it looks good from an aesthetics standpoint. On the back end, nah, fellas, I wouldn't suggest that you guys go into that. That's what their team or lawyers or advisors are telling them, I imagine. Mm-hmm. So your Jays and your Sus Diddy's and such. So
that grows.
Folks, and this isn't just on some extra high level stuff that we're talking about here. FRSHOUT's been saying this for the past year, give or take. So there's business books out there in bookstores, online. You can find books online, courses. There's music industry courses. I mean, there's of course lawyers and accountants and things of that nature, but the resources are there for even the average person to get their business acumen up. And we want to advocate for the fact that, hey, look, you can even be on Tim and Swizz's level and fumble the bag just as much as the commoner. So
easily,
definitely.
And like J. Kim said, how you fumbling when you got like Alicia Keys with them cakes down there, man? Come on, man.
Well, it's hard to do, bro.
Playing, man.
We see where A$AP Rocky is too. No shot. I'm just saying, it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. But like I said, shout out to Swizz. I mean, like I said, man, this is more of a come to Jesus situation. We ain't knocking y'all.
No, we ain't knocking nobody.
No. We love the idea. We don't love the way you moved. That's the whole point.
Like the big boy.
Yeah, it's
don't
one
like
of the
the way
best
he
business moves. Yeah.